Hey there, my name is Frazer. I'm building $1 million solo AI consultancy business, and this is my very first video of my updates channel. So, thank you so much for being here. I've always wanted to go down the path of building my own business and inspiring others to do the same. Therefore, through this channel, I'd like to share every single thought and decision process I take to make that happen. Since I'm also in a field that's constantly evolving, I tend to experiment a lot. And I want to use this channel to document those experiments and those raw insights. So basically, it's going to be more of a business and tech updates channel behind the scenes of what I do on a day-to-day basis. Though I must admit that these videos are mainly for me to think out loud so that I can reflect on my decisions to achieve my goals. They're intended to be raw and unfiltered, so big disclaimer there. I might not always say the right stuff, but as long as I'm learning as fast as I'm failing, I think I'll be okay. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time now and was actually inspired by the movie The Martian. I'm not really sure how many of y'all have actually watched this, but a bit of a spoiler. It's a movie in which Matt Damon, the actor, I don't really remember his character name, basically is stuck on Mars and has to wait until the rescue team actually gets to him. And during that time, since he needs to survive, he starts to video log the entire journey. And that helps him come up with some really creative solutions. And at that point, I was like, yeah, actually, that's a pretty good idea. And I'm hoping to replicate that with this channel too. I'm not really sure how long I'm going to make these videos. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes, probably not longer than that. And if people have any questions, they can drop it in the comments and I'll pick them up in the next video. I'm going to use this channel as a way to keep me accountable to get that bag. Yes, I coined the term bag, which stands for big audacious goal of 1 million over the next 12 months. I've always been a bit of an oddball, a misfit that loves to build and challenge the norm. And I know there are many others out there like me who I hope to reach out to through the content that I make. And also, like many of you out there, I do have a job, right? And the first thing that comes to mind, yeah, I'm working 40 hours. Is this even possible? And I can assure you that it is, because most of the successful entrepreneurs out there today all started their journey in exactly the same way. And if they could do it, I can do it too. But before taking any other step, let's first get a grasp of where I stand and how far that goal really is. You can't improve what you can't measure, so let's put down some metrics. I do like to break down my goals into milestones or smaller achievable goals. And the way I do this is, if the goal is 1 million, I've created 5 milestones, and that goes from 0 to 100, 100 to 250, 250 to 500, 500 to 750, and 750 to a million. Over the past 6 months, I've gotten about 60% of milestone 1. That means I will need at least 1 big client or 3 small ones, which in my opinion is quite achievable. There are a few gaps that I need to fill, but before that, you need to understand what I actually offer. And how I've done this is I've basically mapped out my business into 4 components. And those components begin with companies that are looking to scale, companies that are scaling and want to adopt AI, companies that have adopted AI and need specialized help, and finally are companies that are deep into this and need very, very specific help. So far, I've had a mix of clients, so a mix of the first 3 components, but I haven't really taken the time to think about what my ideal customer avatar actually is. And that brings me to 2 open questions. One is, what's my ICA? ICA stands for Ideal Customer Avatar. And 2, how do I classify these companies? That's pretty much my brain dump for today. I do need to detail this out quite a bit, but before ending this video, I must admit that starting a business is new to me, and not every step is clear or certain. But I think that's part of the journey, and it's a learning process after all. What I do know for sure is that I've always achieved what I set out to do, always have, always will, and I will do the same with this. So until next time, keep taking action and be curious.